on of the Africa Cup of Nations round of 16 that is ongoing. Owen Izaga is my name. But of course, interestingly, you also did see the FUFA drum going on, and West Nile already out of the FUFA drum. It is also getting interestingly, but the Uganda Cup continues with different dates on card, of course, right there. But if you also look at what is happening, the FA Cup round of 5th came on yesterday. You will also see some games being played. But at the same time, you're going to be seeing English Premier League returning this week. In the weekdays, you'll be seeing some games are being played right there. As of course, games and fixtures for the Uganda Premier League tentatively that came out is being assessed, and a lot is coming in right there. As a Arua Hill Sports Club are looking forward to see that they make an appeal for that is them to be included in the second round of the Star Times Uganda Premier League. Now joining me is Linda Susie. It's the Monday edition, fresh week, but of course end of the month, probably you're counting down a few days in right there. Susie, welcome and good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Owen. Good afternoon, viewer, and thank you so much for the warm welcome. It's a Monday edition, a fresh week, and probably the month is coming to an end, I should say. I don't know if it has been tough or hard, but people always have that belief that January is tough and so. But then here we are today. The weekend was fully packed with a lot of games here and there, internationally, locally, and also nationally, I should say. The most interesting is our neighbors qualifying and beating Egypt down there, and I think that was quite a very good one. And then also, sadly, I should say, for those of us that are in West Nile, we bowed out of the FUFA drama where Lango came home and, of course, ejected West Nile Province. That went down yesterday. And then in other areas, Busoga equally also went through and all that. So a lot of the discussions will come as the minutes go by.
Okay, that's one of the biggest things that you should be getting right there. And if you look at the games that probably are going to be played in, that is the Uganda Cup. That's one thing that we shall be starting with. It is one of the biggest things that one has to talk about. Then before we get to some of the games, what are some of the games that are coming? One of them is the big one at Odramachaku, and that you'll be seeing Soltilo Bright Stars making headlines with the team right there.
The Soltilo Bright Stars actually traveled to Odramachaku yesterday. They came the other day. I saw them in their small black minibus heading to Odramachaku for the fixture today. Basically, Odramachaku has been really preparing ahead of this very encounter that is for today. So anything might happen. We might see Odramachaku, by the way, ejecting that is a Soltilo Bright Stars, because one, Soltilo Bright Stars, if you look at their performances, or if you look at their position, or in that is the Star Times Uganda Premier League, you actually bear witness with me that I would say they're not badly off, but also they're not so good compared to the rest of the teams that are on top of the table. There is a UPL. So basically, if you also look at what transpired in the games that have been ongoing in between where today comes through, you literally see that most of the huge clubs have been ejected, especially clubs in UPL and clubs in big league. Some of the clubs that have been ejected include Kataka was ejected, UPDF was ejected, Maroons was ejected in a very weird way. Their side got a penalty in the late minutes and netted in there, and that's how Maroons got ejected. They were beaten 1-0, and then I think a lot of the clubs were ejected, Kataka inclusive and all that. So basically today, Odramachaku is highly geared up to see to it that they can win this game, coupled with the experience that they have in the big in regional league. Oh, and trust me, I am quite certain that Odramachaku might take the bragging rights of the day.
A lot of members looking forward to see that they get themselves into the camp of Odramachaku today, and I've seen a lot of them traveling also to see that they get themselves that side that is Odramachaku's home grounds ahead of the game that is with the Soltilo Bright Stars, and a game that probably you will be wanting to watch if you are a member of that is or a member of football lover, because Uganda Cup Odramachaku is unbeaten in the regional league right now as we talk. They're topping up the table. Equally, Soltilo Bright Stars has been doing well in that is the Uganda Premier League, and they will be expecting to say that coming in this game is one thing that they want to really achieve, but for that is for the West Nile side. They are looking forward to see that yes, this is the time that they are going to be pushing very, very hard ahead of that is the games that will be coming right there. So a lot of things that you should be expecting right there. But all in all, I want to say that the team of Dramachako has that is the chance, yes, upper hand, because they are going to be home too. They have the fan base that is going to act as the 12-man player right here, and then they will look forward to see that they really need to get into that is the encounter with a lot of tactics. Yes, I did see the young coach himself, that is Sadat Viper. Many call him Lolo. He has told me was this is going to be the time that he needs to prove also that he can do something right there. So facing a Premier League team and the boys, you understand very well, yes, just like being prepared. It is only that the time that was taken off by him during that is the drum. He has always been helping the man Samson Sizo Kuti in that is the fitness right there. But of course, all in all, I think it is the time that Dramachako needs to also prove. We saw that happening with Calvary was not known until they came and beat Police Football Club. Abdallah Mubiru was like, is this Calvary? And that's when also Borin Fabio was so much known after that success in the Ugandan Premier League. So you seeing all this moving, probably you will be looking at that probably a team like Dramachako needs to make the name of Dramachako known at this time, because they're going to be playing against the Saltillo Bright Stars. Now, leaving that there, you have Choli United that will also be at home today, and they will be counteracting or interacting with that is the team of Lugazi FC, a game that is going to be also interesting because Lugazi travels to that is Gulu to see that they will be playing the Choli United FC, a game that will be taking place at Boma Grounds in fact Kitgum. They are playing their games at Kitgum, not even in Gulu. So they will be making ways right there. Lugazi Stars FC, the other one was Lugazi FC. Now there's Lugazi Stars FC that will also be in Lugazi, playing of course at that is Meta Sports Stadium at 4 p.m. For them they will be playing Viper Sports Club. Meta is a good stadium if you see at Lugazi there, and I believe it's going to be so interesting for Vipers to display what exactly they can. And I believe Vipers are picking up that win because of the surface of the ground. Vipers are good in playing as such, and Charles Livingston Babas I don't think will want to get out as soon as possible, because it is one thing that you will also add into his CV, because remember, this is a coach who has not won cup, and he is trying to look for the way exactly needs to push in there. So winning in there is one thing that they need to put. Medical FC of course Yumbe will be tussling it out against Young Simbas FC, a game that will also be a very big one at Boma Grounds in Yumbe. Otherwise, if I would have a jet, I would have jetted into instead at Boma and see how exactly that would be. But of course, Benson will be at Dramachako. Over what exactly will be coming out of the game is going to give us tomorrow, and that is our Tuesday edition. Exactly. You did see a lot. Yesterday people were in football, and today they are in games. It is going to be adding a lot of interest, because the other one was weekend. This is weekday. Probably you should be expecting that. Those are some of the 4 games that will be on card today. And that is the Uganda Cup, and it is still going to be one of the big ones. Round of 64 is what we're talking about. Today is 29th Jan 2024. So you should be expecting a lot from either side right there. Let's leave that there. But looking at the FUFA drum which happened yesterday, West Nile could not overcome the 2-0 deficit. Instead got a consolation and won the game 1-0. But it was too late for them to, of course, think of coming back into that is the game on their own grounds right there, with a very good tactics that came from that is the Lango side, and they tried their level best to see that they defended what exactly they had. Advantage of 2 is always one key thing in there. Last season, West Nile beat Lango here 2 goals, and of course that side they needed 2 goals to 1 here, and that side they went and needed to defend, but of course Lango scored 2 quick goals, and not until West Nile also in fact 2 quick goals, not until West Nile had to. So here they were 2-0 winners, and then they went that side. Lango had to score 2 goals, and probably West Nile free kick through Tor Rashid was one that saved them this season. West Nile went to Lango first, and Lango won the game by 2-0. Coming here, West Nile don't score a goal, but a couple of chances were wasted yesterday as I watched the game in the first round of the game. Before maybe we get so much, what did you see lacking into the West Nile team? Because they had every chances to make sure that they win this game yesterday.
Yeah, to me, there were too many chances that actually were wasted in first half, and what actually West Nile players anticipated, and most of the West Nilers anticipated that they would, of course, get the 2 goals in first half was literally going to be possible. But whatever it is, but to me, first of all, I think Samson Sizo Kuti's lineup, okay, was perfect. But then there were a little changes that he needed to make somehow, when now of course the goals failed to come. We saw Balango Province doing in a substitute here and there, trying to see to it that they pack up the defense line and all that, and then bringing in strikers to at least get in a goal for them. Everyone was goal hungry, everyone was looking for goals here and there. But then after the other 1 goal came in for there is a West Nile Province, I expected Caesar now to pull off the likes of Wahab Gaddafi was very tired. I would say even Cromwell got tired and all that, and there was some little bit of force and effort that now needed to come through from the likes of Bida Ezra and Leku Alfred and all that, and that is where I now saw Caesar had 2 holding midfielders. To me, these 2 holding midfielders now needed to be pulled off, and then the likes of Bida and all that needed to be brought in, so that because they were 2, there was a Shaban up front, and then also Amako who was up front, and these were all now just waiting for goals. But now we needed to have someone that was out here to look for the goal, someone like Bida and all that. But then at the time they were bringing in Bida, to me it was a little bit late, and although we saw him trying here and there, and then also the Rubber Boy, everyone actually played in their best and all that, but then luck just wasn't, I should say, on the side of West Nile, because really, literally, there were too many chances that just went like that. They failed to be converted into the result, the back of the net. And then one key mistake that West Nile almost made towards the dying minutes, where actually there was some back pass that was sent to the goalkeeper, that is Angofindru No, and trust me, if it found in some lousy keeper, that was going to be a goal in the end, and an all goal. So basically, to me, I think the lineup that Samson Sizo Kuti put up yesterday was quite a very good one, only that we failed to, okay, the chances were even converted, but whatever it is that happened, it failed to hit the back of the net, and that was it. West Nile, I should say, bowed out yesterday.
Yes, it was a very big one, and of course I don't think now it is a mistake. West Nile killed themselves probably with what exactly they needed to. I looked at the game. Yes, the lineup looked perfect, but I had challenges. One, Leku, who came back. In fact, West Nile played names. That is what I can say. The name Leku, the name, this is what they were playing. Because I couldn't imagine Alfred Leku maybe starting the game or playing all that minutes. Why am I saying that? Because there is a challenge with the 2 things. You did see where he was. He has not been playing. He has not been a starter. I think that was one question I asked here. And then coming into the game of the drum, there are some people who came late, just like I said the other time, which affected them. They have not trained for quite a long time. So I think that is one thing that has killed the West Nile. Look at the combination. Yes, at least Cromwell, Shaban. What about getting into Leku? I expected at least a natural winger to be up front that side to start the game. Not okay. If that was the case, why didn't you change? I expected just a single holding midfielder, because West Nile didn't need to go now again for a defensive. Wahab and Yakini, I expected Yakini to sit alone and then add in creativity, maybe add in more names like Junior, and you see more. But why do you play 2 holding midfielders to make sure that you break? So I think that is one thing West Nile really needed to check on, because we lacked creativity, we lacked how the games needed to push forward the final third. Now, when they pulled off Rothomeo, I expected Bida and Amaku to come at a goal. Instead, it was another central striker by the names of Ibrahim Dada who was introduced, which he did not give enough. So that's where Samson Sizo Kuti, to me, really failed to read the game. He went for his, of course, it is not, for me, I believe it's not about friendship. It's not, because Leko, I didn't expect him to start the game. I maybe would come in as a force to say, a force to add in right there. And those are some of the things in that game I watched. But at last, West Nile is out. In fact, it gives them preparation for next time. But I'm seeing again a lot of people in the management are saying they are leaving this season. Next season they may not. So my question is again, where is the West Nile province going to be heading? Because if that is the case, what about how the games shall be played right there? Are we seeing the province game losing meaning in the near future?
West Nile province, basically, if you look at most of the leaders here that have said they are leaving, for me, I don't believe in them. Maybe these are the ones that have just pronounced that they are leaving recently. But we saw a couple of them saying that they would be leaving last season, but we saw them coming back this season. And West Nile province, to me, I don't see them going very far, even come next season. Because literally this time around, how we actually pushed through to there is to the level up to where we played yesterday. Generally, this has not been a very smooth one. It has come through a lot of hardships. Basically, we saw in from the time we played in the first game and all that. So the wins, I really don't know. I don't know the English that I should put in this, but then basically the wins that West Nile province has been getting. We had a smooth run last season, yes, but then coming through to this season, trust me, the wins have not been easy. The vibe is going down slowly by slowly. People are losing out interest in this, players and all that, and then there is that bit of a conflict that is coming in between the different regions, all the different sub-counties, all the different language and all that speaking people. So basically, next season, I really don't know how it's going to be like for West Nile, but I am anticipating that it's going to be quite a very hard one, because basically, most of the players are also losing out interest by the way of being summoned and coming into the camp to play. A reason being, most of the reason is financial related, and then secondly, if now the players are losing out morale of coming of turning in when they're being summoned. One of the players actually confessed to me that he only comes around because once you're summoned and you don't come, your club is penalized. The club that you play for is penalized. That is why they're honoring in fixtures. So basically, if we're getting a negative vibe from players, trust me, I am anticipating that next season is going to be a very difficult one for West Nile.
Okay, monies. Where do these monies go? Where do they come, and where probably do they? Fans' reactions, or fans, people come and give these monies. But again, Federation of Uganda Football Association takes some percentage. Now, if you look at the current money, around 20, I think 26 point something, 26.5, let's say, around there, was received, and of course. Yes, I won't say that that was a good turn-up compared to, I think, the 13 million that was at Luo grounds. And 13, was it 13? Yes, I think 13. So you would say that the vibe, yes, it takes sacrifice. I want to say to the rest of the people that it takes sacrifice for you to be involved in football. Two, it is, football has money, but how do you get the money? Now, that is another thing in that. But again, for West Nile, if we don't leave that issue of the management is eating our money and then we shan't develop. Because these monies, trust me, these monies have, at least I've been a football administrator, or I've known that. Now, this is a players, in fact, the people who benefit in these games or in football are the players, most of the times. That's why you see when someone gets an opportunity to maybe, let's say, get money out of football, you know, it comes once and you may not get it again. That person will want to utilize that chance with a lot of care, and make sure that that is it. So for me, I want to say that the money issue, it is a challenge to everywhere, because now as an administrator in clubs, you need to, or in another league, you need to, what a key that needs to be done. Those are the things, because you will tell today. I want to say, if there are people who also are liars in the world, are players. Just like if you saw how there's this story of the CAF already summoning a player because he lied of his age on social media. Said he was born, I think the mom died in 1992 something, and then he was born again after the death of the mother. So you wonder, those are the lies I'm talking about. And the question is, and so who, after your mother dying, that's when you were born, who was your mother? And those are the things. So you would see such things. So I want to say, fans, for us fans, we take things in negative way at the first, but not understanding. Unless you are in the football management, you will understand that this is real or this is false. And that is there. But for the drum, I believe we just need West Nile to come so strong and put things in the right way. What do I mean right way? Look at who is where. What should we do? What should this be? Why everyone is running away is because of blames. Because you will not abuse my mom when he maybe is not even here, because of just I'm trying to also do a sacrifice for my region. So I believe it is very, very bad for that. But all in all, I believe that is going to change. Two, let's talk about the fans and the police reaction yesterday. That is one thing that was in that game. We did see tear gas even in the first half, second half starting, and you would see that that was a very bad sign to me by the fans and the police. Police reacted very fast, but again, the fans, their intention was also a wrong one. But depending on the claim was what had happened to them in Lira. So what does that bring aboard? Because these games are yet to continue.
Basically, the first time that the tear gas came through, Owen, I would literally take that blame on police, because they reacted on something they didn't know about. First of all, yeah, there was that boundary between the West Nile province funds and the visiting funds. In between there, yes, there was a guy they caught, I think, trying to pick a pocket someone, and then people were beating up this person. But then the police thought maybe because of the earlier on intensity, the earlier on plans and loose talks over there is the West Nile funds. I think police thought maybe West Nile province funds had crossed to there is the visitors, the Lango side, and basically they were causing in chaos then all that and trying to hurt them, and they retaliated in very fast manners, finding out exactly what was on ground. That was the first time the game was affected in first half. But then these other ones that came through, I think the police reacted genuinely because one, there were a lot of ill plans. Yes, I would accept there are a lot of ill plans based on yes, what actually the West Nile province funds that had traveled last year to Lira went through. Because one, someone can be annoyed, yes. West Nile funds that went to Lira were first of all harassed and all that, and then FUFA went mute. There was a complaint that was raised to FUFA, but they acted like nothing happened. So first of all, the people that were in the VIP section were harassed and beaten, and then this is you who is a visitor. You think maybe you're running to a police to take refuge, and then a Lango fan just comes and probably picks up a chair and hits on your head while you're next to a police officer, and the police just looks upon this person and all that. So, people that had traveled to Lira were rendered helpless. The people came in bleeding and all that. So basically, I think what they did yesterday, they were trying to pay back, because one, if FUFA had come in to penalize there is a Lango province in the previous times that they had misbehaved, trust me, yesterday wouldn't go the way it was. That did not only, by the way, stop in the pitch, they kept stoning them even on the way as they left the stadium. So basically, yeah, it was a bad one in football, but then if FUFA needs to also wake up and help come in coming timely in such scenarios to avoid future hooliganism and all the other useless acts that are going to ruin in the beautiful game.
All right. Now that's one big thing that we saw right there, and we shall be expecting to see that changes be done, because there are a lot of things, incidences that keep happening because of such issues. But I think FUFA always needs to take its time to assess, and then after assessing, to do investigations and find out what exactly happens and take charges. But most of the times, if this is most of the times things are neglected, because the Jumani saga, when they went off, then this saga, and I think we really need to, we are in the football, we need to take a really our best, because we need to balance all the regions to make sure that things go smoothly. Today, if West Nile pulls off out of the drum, and then you would expect nothing from them. That means you, because it's possible. It's something that the region can say, okay, maybe today we don't have the players that will come, or we don't have the finances. So those are some of the things. But I think for your federation to protect this, they just need to make sure that things work out the right way. Let them be civilized, because these clubs, I mean these players, need to be protected. Fans, you saw the first one, there was nothing, probably no grow. Everybody went out, there were no chaos. The peace between, in fact, when you looked at Peche, West Nile, how stormed Peche Stadium, how Gulu people came here and took all the drinks in the bars, and the rest people were looking for drinks. That's the spirit we wanted. But if again fans react because of here and there, I think that is one big thing that we need to look into. So those are some two things I looked at that game, and I probably think we need to change. But still, Busoga will now face Lango in the finals, and still finals will be played in two-legged, I think. The first time they said, but this time round I'm meant to know the finals will be taken to Nachivogo Stadium, and so we shall be waiting to see if that is where it will be taken. One of the best places to watch the game, and I'm just imagining, okay, if West Nile had gone through, how that would be like to storm Kampala for the game. So those are some of the big things that we're talking about, but all in all, we are waiting to see how that will be, and probably Lango and Busoga, I wish them the best, because they really played hard. Lango had all the trick that they needed. They came with the plans, and really the plan worked for them very well. The plan is to come defend their goal and make sure that they went back. I think that is one big thing that the coach did, and exactly they moved in right there. I loved the officiation. There's nothing I would say that was very wrong in officiation. Credit needs to be given, because it was a fair game to me, which of course went in there. So it is one of the biggest games for that is the country. We are waiting to see the finals, as it will be stated. So the two have qualified. We're waiting for the finals. Let's take a break. We'll be coming right back, and our first story that we shall be discussing is where next for Ahmed Borini, who wrote, of course, openly on his social that he has left Arua Hill Sports Club, and who could be the next coach for Arua Hill Sports Club right there. Let's take a break. We'll be right back.